Hello YouTube, Wesley here giving you a Starcraft 2 commentary. This is between ThisIsJimmy, our purple Terran at the top right of Xel'Naga Caverns, versus AlphaIIOmega, our blue Zerg at the bottom left. So AlphaIIOmega is actually, his main race is a Terran, but he does play Zerg from time to time. He does like this race a lot. So we're going to see what kind of build he's going to choose to. Since he doesn't play Zerg regularly, he could do something funky, especially since he's versing a Terran, his own race. He might know, he knows more in depth in the Terran strategies. And this Jimmy just starting off with this is supply depot. AlphaIIOmega, interestingly enough, sending his overlord to the right. I guess this is just a safer path route. Alpha's also did an extractor trick to get that extra drone out a tad bit earlier, sending out that drone scout right away. So it looks like this overlord most likely should be positioned there, but we're gonna see where it really goes. Alpha starting out pretty normally. This is Jim putting down his own barracks. There's the gas, so no 2 racks coming in. And by looks of it, Alpha is going to go for an early expansion, 14 hatch here, while trying to do some harassment with his drone. Here comes the 14 hatch, down it goes. So 2 racks would have been viable, but this is Jimmy choosing to play a bit more standard. SCV's in the gas. Barracks is complete. We're going to see drone may try to deny something here. This Jimmy might want to build here, but by looks of it, tech lab going down. Did Alpha see that tech lab? Yes, he did. Hopefully he clicked on it to make sure. Spawning pool coming down for Alpha at 15, I think. And this is Jimmy. Could just comes in, sees the 14 hatch and throws down a bunker right away. Alpha, yeah, he completely sees it with his overlord. Here comes Alpha with 1 drone already harassing. This SCV is only down to 5 HP, and down it goes. So this is Jimmy's mistake of sending out a scouting SCV that only had, well, I think it was 20 HP. So bunker's gonna be left unfinished. Alpha's not even gonna bother with it. At the same time, he's just stealing and continuously stealing by canceling and rebuilding the extractor. 1 Reaper on the way for this is Jimmy. So that was his plan. He was planning on building the bunker and putting a Reaper inside. But here comes some drones. Alpha wisely making 6 Zerglings, or this Reaper would have done some damage. Second command center coming down for this is Jimmy. Here comes the Reaper. Bunker still hasn't been cancelled, and this is Jimmy. Needs to be careful with this Reaper down the ramp. Oh, with the bunker able to see on to the high ground. Very nice. This is why he did not cancel the barracks. Here comes the Zergling. They are on creep, so they are a tad bit faster. Reaper has to be careful. This is Jimmy does not want this Reaper to be picked off. Doing some harassment. This is Jimmy here, and the Queen comes out. Reaper could be in some trouble. Zerglings going after the bunker, not the Reaper. Reaper microing back, and it's gonna die to the Queen. Zerglings did, I think that was a cancel by this is Jimmy. Looking at the lost tab, there we go. Unit lost. Ooh, this is Jimmy does have 250 resources, so very well could have lost. Yeah, pretty much lost that bunker. I'm pretty sure did not cancel. Looking at the production tab, factory coming in, another supply depot starting to finish off this wall. 2 more racks as well. Second command center morphing into an orbital. Extractor is going to finally get taken down by this Marauder Marine. Barracks factory switch places. Factory now has the tech lab making up the siege tanks. Stimpack was not researched while the time the barracks had the tech lab. Zerglings moving across the map, gonna take over the Xel'Naga towers, and at the same time right now Alpha really is just making drones. He's only just started his speed now, spreading his creep, has the 2 queens, has a spine crawler, keeping his queen pretty low energy, which is very nice, especially for someone that does not play Zerg as a main race, getting up his lair right when that gas reaches 100. 8 Zerglings are also on the way, so right now Alpha wanting some defense. Very nice reaction on timing on the queens. Back at base, this is Jimmy's base. He is moving out his natural command center down to the natural expansion, and soon most likely going to move out his army once siege tech right there has completed. Down goes the supply depot, and the small army of this Jimmy does move out. He is still pumping from 3 barracks, all marines, as well as the factory pumping out siege tanks. Starport just completed. I'm gonna see it, if it's a Viking or a medevac. Could be a Viking to do some harass. Medevac is the more common one though. External add-ons on these barracks, and Zerglings, AlphaIIOmega Zerg is going to take out these destructible rocks at the gold, so it looks like Alpha looking for very quick gold. Zergs tend to like taking the back expansion more since it's more safe compared to the gold expansion and take the gold as a 4th, but looks like Alpha just wants this 4th, and ooh, interesting! He is getting an infestation pit. He does have a banelings that's no speed on the way, but infestation pit, that's very interesting. I'm pretty sure this was right after the lair was completed. Meaning that we're not going to see what we usually see, Ling, Baneling, and Mutas. Instead, we're going to see some infestors. He's also getting +1 for his Zerglings. And very nice creep spread by AlphaIIOmega here. Also busting down the back rocks, at the same time taking the gold expansion. Back at this Jimmy's base, he does have 2 bunkers, 1 full, 1 empty. 2 siege tanks lined here, blocking both entrances, so Alpha's gonna have a difficult time moving in if he chooses to attack. As you can see, this Jimmy was expecting Mutas, already putting down a missile turret, but there are no Mutas on the way, so. Engineering bay getting up to +1. Ooh, this is Jimmy has not scanned Alpha's base, so he's preemptively getting these missile turrets, which it's not gonna be that helpful since no air. Medevac here for this is Jimmy. It's just gonna micro around with these marines. Without Mutas, Alpha's gonna have trouble dealing with this medevac. Spinecrawler being placed down, but the marines can reach a Spinecrawler. Did not get cancelled. Oh, that was bad. And wow, this is Jimmy's just gonna drop from top and bottom. Zerglings has to run back and forth, but here comes the infestor. Needs a fungal. No, not enough energy. 3 more seconds pretty much. 1 Baneling being morphed, and drones getting back to the gold. Alpha getting up his 4th expansion at the same time. This is Jimmy only losing 1 marine. Is gonna move to the top here, unloading all his marines, gonna heal them up as well. At the same time, a bunch of Zerglings gonna move around here, trying to spot where the medevac went. 1 Baneling apparently. And here comes the drop. This is Jimmy. He's gonna try to take out this 4th expansion. Here comes the 2 infestor rushing in. Needs a good fungal, but even with the fungal, this hatchery could very well go down. Nice fungal. Zerglings get us around. Hatchery is gonna, whoa, barely survives. Nice fungal. It's gonna, infested Terran's gonna clean up this medevac. But wow, that hatchery was close, and medevac, oh, barely escapes with 8 HP. At the same time, very nice creep spread by AlphaIIOmega. Let's look at each player's APM. Wow, at 100 to 140-ish by both players. But here comes another drop by this is Jimmy. This medevac forgotten. I think this Jimmy just expected it to die. Did Alpha? Oh, Alpha did see the drop coming, so I hopefully he noticed it on the map so he can start moving his unit. Does not look like he noticed it. Here comes the drop by this is Jimmy. He's going right for the main hive on the way. That's a very, very quick hive. More infestors being made as well as Zergling Banelings. But here comes the drop. Zerglings need to turn around for these. Marines are killing a lot of drones at the same time. This is Jimmy is gonna take his slowly gonna take his gold expansion. But wow, all the drones in Alpha's main completely dying. More Zerglings spawning, a few dying at spawn. But here comes the Zerglings rushing back with the infestor. Lair getting low. And this is Jimmy does pick up, but gets fungled. Here's 2 infested Terrans. Alpha needs to watch for another fungal. And this is Jimmy not watching his medevacs. It does escape. But not watching his medevacs at all. This one's still forgotten. At the same time, ThisIsJimmy took down the rocks, getting up his gold expansion now, turning that into a planetary fortress. Carapace and +2. Ooh, +2 just completed. Hive is done, and getting up a Ultralisk Cavern. Wow, this is interesting. These days, you rarely see Ultra this quick. Most people tend to go Spire into Broodlords, then transition to Ultralisk. But Alpha looks like he's just gonna go straight Ultralisk. We're gonna see how this turns out. Needs some drones back at main. He is mining. Needs two more drones at this extractor, but he is mining from the gold very nicely. As well as his fourth base has some idle drones, don't know why, and this one Baneling as well. But here comes two Vikings. These Vikings does spot out this fifth base by AlphaIIOmega. Medevac finally remembered by ThisIsJimmy, and ThisIsJimmy pretty sure he knows that he needs to get up his fourth base soon. A lot of Zerglings and Infestors as well as some Banelings rushing to the fifth base, knowing that it got scouted. But ThisIsJimmy's really just content in taking the middle, building bunkers, missile turrets, and apparently a supply depot as well. Needs more SCV at this expansion. Let's look at the harvester counts. Looking very close. AlphaIIOmega only has 2 more. Oh, missed some action there. Looks like the medevac got killed, and here comes ThisIsJimmy dropping back from the main, from down here, and we're gonna see if he can do any damage. He did pick off an Overlord. He stims, he's going in, but here comes the Zerglings and Infestor. ThisIsJimmy should focus down one of the Infestors. These Infestors are very expensive, not cheap things at all. Don't know why AlphaIIOmega wasn't doing anything with it, but looks like this medevac is gonna go down. Didn't need the infested Terrans. But as I was saying, whoa, never mind what I was saying, cause AlphaIIOmega just droned up heavily there. I think just rallied them all to his fifth base, but like I said before, Alpha was only 2 drones ahead. But looking at the units tab, there is 1 Ultra on the field, but ThisIsJimmy is moving out. There are 2 more Ultras on the way. Scan coming down, picking off some of the creep tumors. A large army, a lot of siege tanks, as well as marines. This gold is looking in trouble. Another scan going down. Very nice by ThisIsJimmy, moving forward with a few marines. Gonna pick off the spine crawler, and this may force Alpha to engage. Nice fungal on the marines, but does take a significant amount of the drones, and marines do survive out of there as they back off and go to the fifth. Probably a lot of drones here at the fifth. Siege siege up, so this hatchery's in danger. Alpha needs to do something about this quick. Alpha, wow, great creep spread, making all the way to the other side. But looks like he's gonna lose his gold expansion. Near a parasite being researched, as well as Carapace level 2. 2 more Ultras, so here comes a lot of Ultras. 5 Ultras is going to be on the field, as well as a bunch of Zerglings. Alpha does have a lot of mineral and gas saved up, but he is 200, so he has to engage and do something. ThisIsJimmy's also 200, so both players are just at a stalemate right now. Marines coming in, trying to do... Oh, sorry for missing the action, but actually almost down. Here comes another group of Marines. Banelings moving in, but Seashank is there to wait for it. Marines, very nice, picking off Zerglings on the from the low ground. Stim, Banelings going after it. Here comes the Ultras as well. Nero Parasite on the Seashank. Seashanks getting... Half the Seashanks getting Nero Parasite controlled by Alpha, and very nice, Alpha has broken ThisIsJimmy's contain. Now the supplies are Alpha at 182. ThisIsJimmy only down to 100 left. Fungal growth, a lot of infested Terrans. Gonna try to take out all these medevacs. Medevacs try to run and will run away successfully, for there was no second fungal growth. This hatchery still only has 100 HP, barely survives. But right now, looking at the incomes tab, Alpha is ahead. Wow, but very much actually. I was not expecting that much, but looks like Alpha is way in the lead, both army-wise and income-wise. Looking at the production tab, Burrow being researched. That's interesting. The Burrow being researched this late in the game. I'm not sure what that's all about, but wow, Alpha really does not want to lose his hatchery. Really should just put a queen over here to transfuse it, but putting down spore crawlers and spine crawlers to defend this space, looking very SC Brood War-ish. Putting up defenses for Zerg these days don't really do that. 5 Marines here is gonna get picked off by these Zerglings. Apparently needs all Alpha needs all his units to kill these few units. Oh, but medevac full, 7 units inside. Boom, goes down, and ThisIsJimmy just got further behind. AlphaIIOmega taking this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 expansion. Right now, ThisIsJimmy can't even take his 4th, for there is creep over here. So ThisIsJimmy looking in very dire situation right now. Spire finally being made by Alpha. Interestingly enough, also making a Hydralisk den. That is interesting. Don't know why you really need Hydralisk den, but here comes the Ultralisk. They are breaking down the back rocks at the same time. Nice fungal bright Alpha. Here Alpha trying to go up. Nice. Putting up infested Terrans, letting the Siege Tank do the own splash damage to the Marines. Very nice play. But these 4 Ultras are stuck back there, and they are gonna go to the back of the base. Gonna try to kill so many SCVs. Oh, these SCVs are all clumped up. If only the Ultra Wolf. Oh, did not focus. If only it focused on this pile of SCVs, but by the looks of it, ThisIsJimmy is gonna take his 4th base finally after the creep has taken over, but ThisIsJimmy still has to wait for the creep to recede. AlphaIIOmega, there's that Hydralisk den. The Spire also completing. So we're gonna see what Alpha chooses to transition into. But here comes the attack by AlphaIIOmega, sending the Zerglings and infested Terrans right beside the Siege Tanks, gonna do the damage. Here comes more Marines from the side. Infestor gets blown up, but a lot of Ultras still remain. Planetary Fortress doing as much damage as possible. And looks like ThisIsJimmy may hold thanks to the Planetary Fortress here. And yes, ThisIsJimmy does hold this position very nicely. But losing a lot of Siege Tank. He only has 5 Siege Tanks left over here. Yeah, a lot more earlier. ThisIsJimmy still waiting for the creep to recede. And wow, Greater Spire on the way. A lot of Banelings by AlphaIIOmega. 43 Banelings gonna go straight for this base. Uh-oh. Here comes the Banelings, but a lot of the Banelings dying to the Siege Tanks. And the Banelings gonna blow up some SCVs. May get the Marine group. No, does not. But those Banelings killed so many of the SCVs. Looking at the units tab, only 35 SCVs left compared to AlphaIIOmega's 96 drones. That's a lot of drones. He could, I think, spare a few. But all the bases of Alpha is still not mined out. Not even his main. Wow, ThisIsJimmy's getting completely mined out here. Here comes ThisIsJimmy moving up. Nice fungal growth. Going after the Siege Tanks now, putting the infested Terrans right beside the Siege Tank, letting the Siege Tank doing this own splash damage. All the Marines in red. 1 Baneling will blow that up so easily. But looks like ThisIsJimmy is going to be able to take out this 6th base by AlphaIIOmega. ThisIsJimmy putting up that Planetary Fortress, getting up vehicle weapons level 2, infantry already 2-3 upgraded, needs 1 more armor upgrade to 3-3 it. And right now, Alpha does have a Greater Spire. Don't know what he's doing with it. His money is way low, as he's trying to remax this army. Even a drone here, trying to be one of these guys. But you have to remember, about half of the supply are workers. So AlphaIIOmega doesn't really have as big of an army as you think. At 200, while ThisIsJimmy at only 169, but looking like having, looks like he has a much fiercer army. There's more units streaming in for Alpha as he reaches his max and may go in for another attack as he stockpiles on money again so he can replenish his army right away after he attacks. Vikings coming in here, gonna pick off some overlords. I think ThisIsJimmy's really expecting greater Spire, but he is just gonna pick off some overlords. AlphaIIOmega actually gonna be under supply here. Banelings morphing in, a lot of Banelings morphing in, no Zerglings left. Drone's still in there. Hopefully that drone gets out or it's gonna die horribly. Range level 3. So range level 3 is being researched, but the only thing I can think that has range level 3 are the Infested Terrans. Oh, actually getting a Roach one right now, so looks like he's gonna transition to maybe higher Roach, but here comes the Banelings, Neuro Parasite on pretty much all the front siege tanks. Nice fungal growth, Baneling killing all the Marines. A lot of Banelings still remain, and wow, total destruction. And here comes Alpha moving in with more Ultras. Here comes the Banelings against the Planetary Fortress, and wow, Planetary Fortress goes down almost instantly. And ThisIsJimmy looking at a very bad situation, almost everywhere mined out. He only has 100 minerals saved up. These golden mineral patches can give him about 700, but that's not nearly enough to compare to AlphaIIOmega, which right now actually needs gas. He has 1,000 minerals, but getting Corruptors now, so it looks like he is going to transition into some Broodlords. No air though. No air upgrades, so we're gonna see another base being placed down by AlphaIIOmega, getting up his 6th expansion. While ThisIsJimmy lifting up his natural, knowing this is just a desperate situation, and placing it into his 4th base. As his 4th base, making some SCVs, needs to replenish them, and right now AlphaIIOmega is getting up his flyers level 1. Here comes a bunch of Vikings, so I don't know if it's a good idea to get those Broodlords or not. Could just be getting these Corruptors to deal with the mass Viking numbers. ThisIsJimmy stimming a bunch of Marines, gonna go for the drones. This will free up AlphaIIOmega supply quite a bit actually, so I don't know if this really is helping ThisIsJimmy or not. At a time like this, a lot of Ultras, one Marine apparently surviving in there. There he goes, dies, and apparently even more drones joining this army. One Broodlord being made, but like I said, with all these Vikings, it could be detrimental. ThisIsJimmy putting up a huge siege tank line, but without Marine support, Ultras can just go in and wreak havoc. So right now, both players are just macroing up, waiting to reach 200 again, I think. No, Alpha's already 200, and Alpha building up a hatchery over here. What is this? I don't know what this hatchery is for. But here comes the Broodlord. One Broodlord's gonna start harassing this base, and fungal growth as well. SCV dying, Infested Terrans, everything harassing this base. ThisIsJimmy's last base. He is completely mined out, except for this mineral patch of 25 minerals. Here comes the Vikings. Easily is gonna be able to pick off that Broodlord. Infested Terran still doing so much damage against the SCVs. All the SCVs pretty much die, and ThisIsJimmy looks like he is gonna lose this game. More Infested Terran being placed on. This Orbital Command could just die to pure Infested Terrans, which may be possible, but here comes AlphaIIOmega. He is moving out a lot of siege tanks, but Banelings coming from the side. Banelings not that effective against siege tanks, but still doing so much damage. More Ultras just streaming in here. Infested Terrans coming in, and wow, ThisIsJimmy's army completely wiped out, and I don't think ThisIsJimmy has anything left to deal against these Ultras. He has one Planetary Fortress, but what's that gonna do? Here comes the Ultras, gonna easily take out this Orbital Command. It's already burning, so there's no way this Orbital can survive. He does still have his main, but still, what's that gonna do as Alpha continuously makes units, even makes that hatchery. I think this is like a disc or something. Orbital Command may even burn down. And yeah, looks like AlphaIIOmega Off Racing is gonna be able to take this game off. This is Jimmy. But mind you, even AlphaIIOmega also plays a lot of Zerg. He wants to from what I hear, he wants to. Oh, did he just shoot down his own command center? From what I hear, AlphaIIOmega does like Zerg a lot, just not as solid as his Terran. So don't mind you, AlphaIIOmega is a very strong Zerg player, and a very unique style too. Haven't not seen this kind of play. Whoa, a lot of Corruptors gonna take out these Vikings, and this is Jimmy. GG's, AlphaIIOmega takes this game. So please rate, comment, and thumbs up below, and we'll see you guys next time.